Tucker Carlson is very salty over Jon Stewart getting a win for veterans. On Tuesday, the PAC Act passed through the Senate after a shame campaign led by the comedian forced Republicans to vote for the measure without being able to add any of those poison pills that Republicans wanted to add into it. Now, the bill actually expands health care to veterans exposed to chemicals released by toxic burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as those who were exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam. So this is something that we should be celebrating. We should be celebrating the fact that, you know, we have the PAC Act, and we're actually helping out and keeping our promise to the veterans. I may be an opponent of course, our militarism and our imperialism here at home, but that doesn't mean the soldiers are at fault. If anything, they're the cannon fodder being thrown into the corporate shredder in order to help these companies make billions and billions of dollars in profit and secure resources. If anything, they're the victims here, and we at least have a promise to honor these veterans that have gone through the meat grinder. So now, instead of lauding this as a victory, again, for the veterans that people like Tucker Carlson claim to care about, they allege to care about, instead he used this out as an opportunity to go after his old nemesis, Jon Stewart.
That's Jon Stewart? The famous Jon Stewart looks like a homeless mental patient. He's shrieking and disheveled and very short, really short, too short to date. Was he always that short? What happened? Where's he been the last 7 years? If you know, let us know. We want answers.
We want answers. We want answers. Well, we have answers for you. He's actually been, I don't know, trying to get things done, trying to do things for veterans and first responders to 9/11. But before I get into that, I love how the man who claims to be against the elites, right, and for the average person and for the veterans and all that stuff, then attacks a person who's actually been standing up and trying to help veterans. Now, look, this goes back to Tucker Carlson, Jon Stewart being able to get under Tucker Carlson's skin so well that even the mask, Tucker's mask, that he has been working on for decades, that mask has slipped. And he forgets how he's supposed to be a champion for veterans and real Americans, which in reality, he's a champion for white nationalists. But look at all the activism for first responders that Jon Stewart has actually done. He's successfully used his standing and his platform, his fame to shame Congress into passing bills to help 9/11 first responders, to help them get health care. And now, of course, this veterans bill. This is while Tucker has been sitting on his millions of dollars and refusing to do a damn thing for veterans. Now, Tucker Carlson, I would argue that he knows that he's a fraud. He knows exactly who he is. And he also knows that Jon Stewart has always had his number. And for that, I'm going to go back to the famous clip from 2004. We're going to watch a little bit of the owning that Jon Stewart gave to Tucker Carlson all the way back in 2004. And it's to illustrate why Tucker is still so incredibly salty.
We need help from the media, and they're hurting us. And it's now, the idea is
if the indictment, let me get this straight. If the indictment is, and I have seen you say this, that Crossfire reduces everything, as I said in the intro, to left, right, black, white.
Yes.
Well, it's because, see, we're a debate show. It's like saying
no, that'd be great.
To a storm
I would love to see a debate show.
In a 24-hour day where we have each side on as best we can get them.
That would be great.
And have them fight it out.
To do a debate would be great, but that's like saying pro wrestling is a show about athletic competition.
I think you're a good comedian. I think your lectures are boring. Let me ask you a question on the news.
No, this is theater. I mean, it's obvious. How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do. I do.
So this is.
No, I know.
So
You're right. No, let me just go. No, come on.
And listen, I'm not suggesting that you're not a smart guy, because those are not easy to tie. But the thing is that you're doing theater. when you should be doing debate, which would be great.
No, it's
not
true.
honest. What you do is not honest. What you do is partisan hackery.
You
Why
have
I
John
know
Kerry
it.
on your show, and you sniff his throne, and you're accusing us of partisan hackery?
Absolutely.
You've got to be kidding, man.
You're on
and you literally
CNN.
say,
The show that leads into me is puppets making crank phone calls. What is wrong with you? The interesting thing that I have is you have a responsibility to the public discourse. And you
need to get
fail
a job at a journalism
miserably.
school, I think.
You need to go to one. The thing that I want to say is, when you have people on for just knee-jerk, reactionary talk.
Wait, I thought you were going to be funny. Come on, be funny.
No, I'm not going to be your monkey.
Go ahead.
I watch your show every day, and it kills me.
I can tell you love it.
It's so painful to watch. You know, because we need what you do. This is such a great opportunity you have here to actually get politicians
really Jon
off
Stewart? What
of
is
their
this
marketing
anyway?
and strategy. Yeah, it's someone who watches your show and cannot take it anymore.
I mean, just the complete and utter dismantling of, again, the Crossfire, but Tucker Carlson took it very, very seriously. He no longer wore the bow tie after that. The guy got shamed out of a bow tie. Look, that's had to have been one of the most embarrassing moments of Tucker Carlson's career. Paul Begala, nobody cares about him. Basically, non-issue, barely even there. Okay, nobody cares about him. That's legendary. That video right there. And Tucker Carlson has spent the last almost 20 years fuming about it. Behind the scenes, he is never, look, his personality, the hit to his ego I don't think it's ever recovered. Now, sure, Tucker Carlson is very, very successful. He's arguably way more famous than Jon Stewart. He is actually the most watched news personality in America on the highest rated channel in America. He is incredibly successful and wealthy career-wise. And yet, and again, more so than Jon Stewart, honestly, he's got millions and millions of people that watch him every single day. But it doesn't matter. Tucker Carlson is so incredibly insecure because he was found out exposed for the fraud that who he is by Jon Stewart, masterfully dismantled by Jon Stewart all the way back in 2004. That he has to, go after him personally. He can't help himself. He really can't. So that's the situation. Now, of course, Jon Stewart responded to being called disheveled, right? And here's what he said, quote, "Friends, tonight I am sad. Tucker Carlson believes me too short to date. And yet somehow, miraculously, I remain tall enough to not know what Victor Orban's ass tastes like. Is it goulash, Tucky? Seems like it would be goulash." Oh, that's so good. And again, that's in response to him literally, not literally, but brown-nosing a fascist. Victor Orban is the fascist leader of Hungary, which has seen democracy get demolished. That's the kind of country that Tucker Carlson wants the United States to be. Now, I wish that was the end of it, but no. You had another, since Tucker Carlson got so easily dismantled by this, Ben Shapiro had to jump in. And I love this. This is what he tweeted. "Always remember, accusing your opponents of homosexual activity is a slur. It's totally fine as long as you're on the left and your opponent is on the right." Don't tell me that you understand the difference. Okay? Do you know what brown nosing is? You can't say that you don't understand the difference between homosexual activity, which is totally fine, and brown nosing, which everybody hates. Don't tell me you don't know the difference, Ben Shapiro. I thought you were supposed to be smart. I thought you were supposed to be the leader of the intellectual dark web. Don't tell me you don't understand that. Again, homosexual activity, totally fine, based, it's great. Brown nosing, terrible. Nobody likes a brown noser. And of course, Tucker Carlson, one of the biggest brown nosers on TV, especially when he does it to fascists.